Well, hey there you! In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can get a great portfolio together, even if you've never had a real life client before. Now, if you're a seasoned professional and you've already got a great portfolio, then you can click away now. This video is for those of you that are wanting to set up a portfolio from scratch or to improve a portfolio that you've already got. I'm Kate Hatherall, and here at the Interior Designers Hub, we help people to set up and grow wildly successful interior design businesses. When I first started out as an interior designer, I had my qualification, but obviously I'd never had a client before, and I felt like a complete fraud. What I really wanted was a portfolio to be able to showcase my work, but the problem being, of course, that I hadn't had any work to showcase. It's a bit of a chicken and egg problem. If you haven't had a client, you don't have a portfolio, but if you don't have a portfolio, how do you get a client? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you to put a portfolio together so that you can go out there with confidence and win your very first client. First off, you have to get super clear about your branding. You need to know what type of vibe you want to put out there for your business. So are you a really bright and busy and colourful brand? In which case, make sure that all of your portfolio images, your website colours, your branding, everything reflects that in a really colourful, vibrant vibe. If, however, you're more into muted, calm interiors, then again, make sure that your branding reflects that. In the photography and the visuals that you create for your brand, you're going to want to make sure that you're sticking to those muted palettes and making sure that everything is very calm, very perhaps classy, and very neutral. What you're not wanting to do is have lots of busy fonts going on, lots of crazy branding if you're trying to put across that kind of sense of calmness. So the first tip then is to make sure that your branding is on point with the type of interior design that you want to provide, and that's going to go right the way across the portfolio that you create. Tip number 2 is all about photographs. Now, if you've never had a real life client before, it's really difficult, isn't it? Because how do you get those photographs to show off what you can do? Well, a really good place to start is your own home. Now, you might be thinking, hang on a minute, this is like cobbler's shoes. I can do great design for other people, but my own home isn't so great. But look, if you go and have a look through Pinterest and look at the home interior shots that are taken, you'll see that very rarely are there whole room photographs that are given. So you'll quite often see, for example, in a bedroom, you might just have part of the bed, part of the bedside table. You don't necessarily see the whole room. And so even if your home isn't perfect and isn't yet kind of Instagram worthy, that's okay. You can still use photography from your own projects in your own home, or indeed friends and relatives that you may have helped with their designs, and it doesn't have to be a whole room. Kind of linked to that as well is you can create small styling vignettes as well, so small collections of items that you've styled, maybe a bookcase or a shelf or the top of a console unit, to really showcase your styling skills and also show off that you understand about how colour works and texture, and make sure that you can bring together a great design. So when you're looking for photography, don't worry if you haven't got a whole house wonderful photo shoot. Just work with what you've got. Start looking around your home with fresh eyes and see where you could create some good looking photographs that are on brand as well. Tip number 3 is to hire yourself a professional photographer. Now look, I know that that can be really scary because hiring a professional photographer takes a real investment. And when you're setting up in business, I know that finances can be tight, but honestly, it's the number 1 area that I recommend that people invest in if you're going to be setting up an interior design business. Look, let's get real about this. In the interior design industry, you're going to be judged on what your photographs look like. Of course, who's going to hire an interior designer that doesn't have great photographs? And so investing in an interiors photographer can really up-level your work and showcase your ability to its best. Now, when you're hiring a photographer, make sure that you're getting somebody that specialises in interiors. You don't want somebody that specialises in portraits or family shoots or landscape photography. You want somebody that understands about the shots that you can set up, about the way that you lay out the photo shoot, but also about how lighting works within the room as well. So you really want to make sure that you're getting yourself a specialist photographer. They know oodles about lighting and about styling, and they'll get you some really amazing photographs. So bite the bullet, invest in this. This isn't an area to scrimp on. So off you go and get your photographs. Tip number 4 is to use the graphic design tools that you've got available to you. So all of the visuals that you created while you were studying or since then can be used to create your portfolio. So you can show a whole project pretty much from the start to the finish by creating a really good looking concept board, by creating a fabric and finishes board, by creating a product board, by showing it in floor plan, elevation, and if you can, 3D modeling as well, making sure that everything is beautifully rendered and perhaps you've got some photoreal images in there as well. So if you don't have a real room, you can make up a whole project and showcase all of the information that you would be showing a real client from start to finish, even though you haven't had a real project. The great thing about creating your own visuals like this is that of course you can make sure that they're on brand as well. So the design for the room that you're creating can match the branding for your business as well. And that means that when people come to your website, they're going to get a really good cohesive view of what you're all about. And finally, tip number 5 is to get yourself some testimonials. The reason that testimonials are so important is it gives you something that's called social proof. And what that means is that other people are going to look at those testimonials and feel more reassured because other people have worked with you before, and that's going to give them the confidence to buy from you. So what do you do if you've not had any clients before? How do you get testimonials? Well, you do need to get a little bit creative here, and you don't want to be disingenuous about it, but think about the things that you can get testimonials for. Have you helped out a friend or a neighbour or a relative with some design in their home? If so, get them to write you just a couple of sentences talking about how you transformed their space. Have you taken a relative out shopping to help them choose accessories for their home? Again, get them to write you a little testimonial just saying about how helpful that was. You can even ask colleagues and friends to write things that they know are true about you. So for example, it could be about your great project management skills or your organisational skills. So at the beginning, yes, you do have to get a little bit creative, but testimonials can really up-level your credibility and help you to get that client coming in. All right, so let's recap on those 5 top tips. Number 1, make sure that you get your branding absolutely on point. Tip number 2 was to look around your home for opportunities for you to take photographs. Those can be small vignettes that you create that you have styled, or they can be wider shots of parts of a room. Tip number 3 was to hire a professional interiors photographer so that you get those really pro photographs that are going to showcase your work. Tip number 4 was to create stunning visuals that you can use in your portfolio. So that means floor plans, elevations, 3D visuals, finishes boards, and all of those good things. And you can show an entire project from start to finish. And tip number 5 was to get yourself some social proof through testimonials. If you do all of those things, you're going to have a watertight portfolio that's going to allow you to go out there into the marketplace with confidence, show off your business, and get those clients flooding in. If you found this video helpful and you'd like some more information, then do head on over to our website, interiordesignershub.co.uk, where you can get access to a load of resources that are going to help you in your interior design journey. There are courses on styling, courses on how to make those visuals that we've just talked about, and of course we have our membership Hub Insiders, where we teach you how to set up and grow your own wildly successful business. Thanks so much for watching my video here on YouTube. If you've enjoyed this video and you find it helpful, make sure that you subscribe to the channel or hit the bell below to make sure that you're kept up to date with future videos that are coming out. Thanks so much for being here today, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.